Okay, I'm going to first start by drawing a coordinate grid. I'm just going to do the first quadrant because these are all positive. By the way, we're doing number 21 up here. So the first coordinate is 0, 0, right? That's easy. The second coordinate's a little bit trickier. It's P, Q. P I made up, Q is made up. So we put them somewhere in space. So I put P there, and I put Q right over here. Okay, the last one is 2P, 0. And that one I put there because it's literally twice the size of P. And it's on 0, which means it's on the x-axis. So there's my triangle. We know those sides are congruent. Now I'm going to find the length of each side. But first we need our formula. Write that in there. And now the first one we're going to do is AB. And AB, and literally all we're going to do is plug things in. So we're going to do P minus 0, so P is from B and 0 is from A, and then we're going to do Q minus 0, and again Q is from B and 0 is from A. Now we're going to simplify that, so P minus 0 is P, so it's P squared. Q minus 0 is Q, so it's Q squared. Next we're going to do BC, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to plug in what we know. And we know 2P is from C, and we're going to subtract P from B. And then we're going to take 0 from C again and subtract it subtract Q from B. Now we're going to simplify. 2P minus P is P. Then we're going to square it. We're going to add. Then we have negative Q squared. Now we have to simplify it again. So we just have the square root of P squared plus negative Q times negative Q is positive Q. So regular Q squared is fine. And we can see from right here that they're the same. That A, B, and BC have the same one. And when we know that, that means that we have a isosceles triangle. So we've already answered the first part up here. We have an isosceles triangle. AC is easy, it's just 2P. And the reason we know it's 2P is literally because it's on the x-axis, and this is 2P from 0. So now we're going to do the slope, and we're going to use the formula for slope, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And for AB, the first one, we're going to do Q minus 0 because the Q is from B, the 0 is from A, then P minus 0, same as before. Simplify it, and we get Q over P. So now we're going to do the same thing for BC, but what we know about BC is that it's the same length and it's an isosceles triangle with a base that's on the x coordinate. So it makes sense that BC is negative Q over P. It's literally the opposite. It's the decreasing slope. CA is easy because it's a straight line, and straight lines are always 0 slope. So CA equals 0. Last, we're going to try to fit it in. It's going to be kind of small here. We're going to do midpoint because I forgot about it until the very end and didn't give myself very much space. Okay, so the midpoint is, the formula is x1 plus x2 over 2, and that's one coordinate, that's the x coordinate. And then the y coordinate of the midpoint is going to be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let me put that in parentheses because it's literally two separate ones. Don't forget about this comma. They're two different pieces. So I'm drawing them up there. That's where I think that they go about. So the midpoint of AC I'm doing first. So this bottom one right here, because it's the easiest one. And it's definitely, it's P0 because it's literally on the 0. And the made up P that I drew in myself. Now we have the midpoint of AB is going to be 0 plus P, the coordinate from A and from B. Then we divide that by 2. And then for the Y coordinate, we're going to do 0 plus Q, divide it by 2. And that's easy, because we'll get P over 2, and then 0 over 2. I'm sorry, that's Q over 2. I don't know why I said 0. Sorry. I even wrote it up there. I think it's because I'm reading this from here. Anyway, the last one is BC. And I'm even drawing it up the top. I didn't do this on the other ones. I probably should have. Is P plus 2P divided by 2. And Q plus 0 divided by 2 equals 3P divided by 2, comma, Q divided by 2. And it makes sense that it's Q divided by 2 because it's a straight line right here. So it's on the same Y coordinate as the midpoint of AB. Okay, well, I hope that helped. I know it's a big jumbled mess right now, but please go back through the video. I hope my handwriting's neat enough. And send any questions that you might have.